It's Wednesday, March 5th, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help, end the stigma. On the news this afternoon. Rivers State government says it's yet to receive Assembly's resolution on Supreme Court judgment. Rivers Deputy Governor dismisses resignation report. Court restrains Senate from conducting disciplinary proceedings against Senator Natasha Akpoti. On the foreign scene, U.S. President Trump says Ukraine willing to negotiate. I'm Ifichukumoyle with the news. Now, the Rivers State government says it is yet to receive the resolutions passed by the Rivers State House of Assembly regarding the Supreme Court's judgment delivered on February 28, 2025. Recall that on Monday, the Rivers State House of Assembly, during its sitting, issued Governor Siminalayi Fubara a 48-hour ultimatum to present the 2025 budget of the state before it. But in a letter addressed to the Right Honorable Speaker today, the Secretary to the State Government, Tami Danagogo, said it only read the lawmakers' resolution on social media. The statement reiterated that its legal team is actively awaiting a certified true copy of the Supreme Court's judgment and promised that Governor Fubara will implement the judgment regardless of his personal views and in the interest of Rivers people. In the meantime, the former spokesperson of Rivers State civil society organization Solomon Lenu has called on the Ferdinand Alabraba-led Rivers elders to prevail on state lawmakers not to heat up the polity within their 48-hour ultimatum to the governor. And Mr. Lenu said this while reacting to what he called biased advice given to Governor Fubara by Ferdinand Alabraba. Mr. Lenu spoke to correspondent Bioruwari.
A lot of persons has been asking if we actually have elders in the state when all of this is going on and what have they been doing. To add to it, you cannot claim to be an elder and then you listen to the kind of statement that the Martins Amewule and co released a few days ago, giving the governor of the state 48 hours ultimatum to come and present the budget. Otherwise what will happen? What have they said about that very debilitating and vexatious statement from a supposed House of Assembly who should lead by example and show respect and decorum to the office of the governor? What has the elders said? Nothing, and they claim that they are elders.
Mr. Leno also urged genuine elders of the state who have no political interest to wade into the lingering political crisis between Governor Siminalayi Fubara and the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to save the state from unnecessary tension. On the spot, former Commissioner for Information and Communication Ogbonna Nwuke said the governor does not need any biased advice from elders that have preferred interest.
I didn't have to advise the governor of Rivers what to do, because the governor of Rivers said about this reaction in the state broadcast, as the governor declared, we were going to react positively. The ruling of Supreme Court unable to put out a fire in their homes. Elders who stoked fire in their homes should qualify. You cannot be the chairman of that.
In the development, Benebo, Professor Odo described the report as misleading and baseless. The commitments that you take to deliver the dividends of democracy to Rivers people. Meanwhile, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RESIEC, says it will announce a new timetable and guidelines for the rescheduled election today. RESIEC Chairman, retired Justice Adolphus Enebeli, said in a statement that the timetable and guidelines will be released after a stakeholders meeting. Last Friday, the Supreme Court ruled that RESIEC did not properly follow due process in conducting the election. Now, away from that, the Rivers State Chairman of Universal Basic Education Board, David Briggs, has raised concerns over what he described as a high-level attack on educational infrastructures in public schools. Speaking on Nigerian Fire FM's Morning Crossfire, Dr. Briggs tasked stakeholders in various communities to help protect schools in their areas. He further urged well-to-do alumni of public schools to contribute to the development of their alma mater. Now, he expressed optimism that Governor Siminalayi Fubara will approve the recommendation for the resumption of impress allocation to school principals, urging the principals to also make accountable use of the funds. On the engagement of teachers, Dr. Briggs charged the unengaged 1,000 teachers to be patient with the Rivers State government as issues affecting their recruitment are being looked into.
To these young men that look, please wait, we're into it, and God willing will resolve it. It's not a matter that cannot be resolved because we are being directed. We are under administrative scrutiny too. I still need to finalize this matter with His Excellency, the head of service. The unemployment doesn't start and end with the employing institution. It goes through four. God has to employ. After the employment, it has to go to the head of service office for biometrics, the secretary for ID card, Ministry of Finance for payment. So these four agencies must be directed.
Moving on, the leader of the Genuine Mile 1 shop owners, Princess Georgewell, says the remodeling and commissioning the fire service has given confidence to the traders across the Mile 1 Port Harcourt. Speaking with correspondent Yinka Chinwosu, Princess Georgewell said rehabilitation of fire service across the state will also reduce loss of goods and service usually suffered by traders during fire disaster.
We are very happy because I think it will really help a lot by not letting same incident be happening to my own market and probably other markets happen again. And more especially, we also have fire service inside that market. And when we start using it, I know it is very functional. It's very good one. We are happy and delighted by so much. His Excellency next there. He has done a lot for that state. We appreciate him so much. It's a kudos, a good one, and we love it. I think it should not make such incidents happen again.
As you may know, in Teen fire destroyed about the Rumowaji Mile 1 market in Port Harcourt, and rebuilt another attempt at relocating dogs to the genuine owners is ongoing 12 years after the fire. Now, some traders under Mile 1 flyover and education bus stop in the Jobo axis of Port Harcourt have raised security concerns over the absence of street lights on the flyover. Speaking with our correspondent, the traders said they often face harassment at night from hoodlums in the area. They said the situation affects the growth of their businesses, urging the Rivers State government to urgently fix solar street lights on the flyover.
There's darkness, some bad things happen. So you park earlier. Sometimes you see thief, hula.
My one flyover, we dey in darkness, which is not good for us where they sell and other customers and people where they from far, they pass for my one flyover. We are in darkness, which is not good. Government is supposed to do something for us. From after 5, we are running because of no street light.
My government put street light because of the criminal activities where they happen at times.
I go like make a government of Rivers State put light everywhere. They dey dark for night, so if they put light, it will be more secure.
There are some criminals who often come, so we need light in my one flyover.
Some residents also shared fears of using the Obirupere flyover at night, as some street lights are non-functional.
Like my government come put solar, there is a street light for this flyover for night. If Mali up here, some people they fear this flyover.
Put street light because of the criminalities where they happen at times.
Still to come, court restrains Senate from conducting disciplinary proceedings against Senator Natasha Akpoti. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The Rivers State representative on the 7th Governing Board of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), Tony Okocha, has fulfilled his promise to provide scholarships to successful beneficiaries of his 2024 Free Jam Form scheme. Speaking at the presentation ceremony at the NDDC office in Port Harcourt, Mr. Okocha said the initiative reflects his commitment to ensuring that indigent students have access to quality education. He urged the beneficiaries to take full advantage of the opportunity by studying hard and graduating with excellent results.
It's a project well thought out, the beneficiary was so the beneficiaries. I want to assure you that what we agreed that we will do with you is not a fluke. I'm not a wayo politician. There are. When I say to you that I will do a thing, I will.
I have charged them to be studious. The very fact that somebody is assisting your school should work you up for the fact that you need to be studious. You need to be educated. If you miss this opportunity, it's too bad.
Some of the recipients expressed gratitude for the scholarship and pledged to excel in their studies. Correspondent Mekotoka reports that Tony Okocha also announced that the scholarship grant will be awarded annually until the beneficiaries complete their education. He was accompanied to the event by his wife, Dame Ogechi Okocha. Now, operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have arrested a former governor of Akwa Ibom State, Udom Emmanuel, for alleged 700 billion naira fraud. Former Governor Emmanuel was arrested after he honored an invitation of the EFCC on Tuesday to answer allegations of money laundering and diversion of funds referred against him by the Network Against Corruption and Trafficking. The petitioner alleged that the former governor received 3 trillion naira from the Federation's account in 8 years, but left a debt profile of 500 billion naira and unpaid ongoing projects worth 300 billion naira. He was also alleged to be unable to account for 700 billion naira. The Federal High Court in Abuja has restrained the Senate Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petitions from conducting disciplinary proceedings against Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan. The presiding Judge Obiora Igwatu gave the order on Tuesday following an ex parte application filed by counsels to the senator representing Kogi Central, Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan. Recall that Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan had been invited to appear before the Senate's disciplinary committee following an altercation with Senate President Godswill Akpabio on February 20th. Today, she arrived at the Senate chamber with her husband as plenary resumed after a one-week recess. The Kogi State Senator took her place in her newly assigned seat, which has been at the center of an ongoing controversy. In other news, Nigerian Christians have joined their counterpart around the world to celebrate Ash Wednesday, which officially heralds the start of the Lenten season. The duration of Lent reflects the 40 days of Jesus Christ. The 40 days Jesus Christ spent fasting in the desert, a period marked by reflection, sacrifice, and spiritual preparation. In business, a professor of political sociology at the University of Port Harcourt, Steve Wando, has described as a mere political statement the claim by President Tinubu that federal allocation to state and local government areas tripled after a removal of fuel subsidy. Professor Wando said this while speaking with correspondent Yobi Oruware. He said the reported increase of federal allocation to state and local government areas has no corresponding impact on the lives of citizens.
It's obvious that there's a big difference between increasing allocation and substantial spending, that is appropriate spending that will impact on people. The real thing is this: the impact of such receipts, such revenue on the livelihood of people in the state and in the local government. Are we seeing it? Is it in infrastructure? Is it on livelihood support systems? When these things are not, then it becomes just a claim.
Also, the chairman of the Friends for Human Rights and Democracy, Clifford Solomon, says civil society organizations will monitor and hold state and local government councils accountable for the proper utilization of the increased federal allocations.
It is obvious that there is a big difference between
We are ready to hold them very much accountable and also to better serve and provide a dividend of democracy for the triple the federal government allocation that has been that is being released to them, because we are tired of other development. We want real-time development in Nigeria, because much allocation as revealed by the president is now accrued to various state governments and the local government area. So as civil society organization, we will hold them accountable and will probe them.
In entertainment, fast-rising Nigerian music star Kumie debuts at number 2 on the Spotify Global Viral Chart thanks to the success of his hit single, Arike. This makes him the first emerging Nigerian artist to manage such a feat. In sport, LeBron James became the first player in NBA history to score 50,000 combined points as he helped the Los Angeles Lakers to victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. On the international scene, U.S. President Donald Trump says he received a letter from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in which the Ukrainian leader expressed willingness to come to the negotiating table over the Russia-Ukraine war. President Trump made this known in an address to Congress on Tuesday while quoting from the letter. Now, that's a wrap on the news this afternoon. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The Rivers State government says it is yet to receive the Assembly's resolution on the Supreme Court judgment. Rivers Deputy Governor has dismissed report of her resignation. The Federal High Court has restrained the Senate from conducting disciplinary proceedings against Senator Natasha Akpoti. On the foreign scene, you heard U.S. President Trump says Ukraine is willing to negotiate. The news was edited by Martha Okere. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyeli. Many thanks for listening.